Who's targeting American and Canadian diplomats in Cuba? So far, 24 American and 10 Canadian diplomats have been attacked with what has been described as sonic weapons. Here's what we know. In the fall of 2016, U.S. diplomats began to suffer hearing loss and have mild concussions in Cuba. Some of the people experiencing these health problems were new diplomats to the recently opened American embassy in Cuba. The U.S. embassy in Cuba opened up in 2015 under the Barack Obama administration. Some of the symptoms of this attack were so severe that the diplomats had to come back to the U.S. early. The U.S. government has done an exhaustive and extensive investigation and found that the diplomats have been attacked by a sonic weapon that operates outside the audible range of human hearing. So far, the investigation hasn't determined if the device was inside or outside of the locations where the diplomats were staying. The Cuban government denies all knowledge of such an attack and has even went as far as telling the FBI to come down and investigate it. The Cuban government released a statement saying that such actions would never be permitted on their territory against diplomats or their families. So who and what could be causing this to the foreign diplomats? The Cuban government does keep tabs on foreign diplomats, especially American diplomats. Cuba, for the most part, is a fairly safe country for Americans. The one thing that we have to consider is that maybe a rogue unit within the Cuban military is causing this due to the warming relations between the US and Cuba. Another possibility is that the Russians, acting alone, without the knowledge of the Cuban government, is involved. The Russians have enjoyed the luxury of having free reign in the country, and now with the US there, they may worry that they may lose some influence with the Cuban government. It is widely believed that such a sonic device would be too big to hide covertly, and someone would notice it. It also seems to only affect people inside a small area, like when they're laying in their beds. The other interesting thing is, the US diplomats are also living in Cuban government-owned properties, houses, hotels, etc. I'm certain of one thing, that whatever the findings are, they are most likely going to be classified and not for public consumption. What do you guys think? Is it the Russians? The Cubans? Why would they target the Canadians? Something very strange and covert is going on against US and Canadian diplomats. What that is, we may never know. Hopefully they find out the cause and fix the situation. The incidents are causing long-term health problems for those diplomats and their families. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below. I will also be updating this video in the future as more information is learned.